Hello, today I'm excited because I am unboxing the Lumina webcam. I decided to purchase a webcam because sometimes I have lighting issues in my video. I don't know if it's going to do it in this video. But yeah, if I kind of put my hand up there and then move it back, you can see the light adjusting. And that's because I am using my built-in iMac camera, which has served me well for many years. But you know, a girl's ready to level up her game. And so today I'm going to give you this unboxing / first impressions of the Lumina webcam, which I purchased with my own doll hairs, to level up my game. Before I get into this though, oh, you can see my reflection. Ooh, hello. Silliness. Okay, before I get into this, for those of you who are new here, hi, hello, my name's Andrea Jones. I'm a mindful marketing strategist. I'm all about building actual communities, not just clicking and scrolling and hanging out on the internet with randoms, but actually building a community of people that you know and that you like to hang out with, people who actually purchase from you and advocate for you in your business. So if that sounds good for you, hit subscribe because I do videos like this all the time. All right, let's get into it. So I'm gonna open this up. They did email me a little code, but I'll be honest with y'all, I purchased this probably about a month and a half ago, right before I had a baby. So like 2.5 months ago, I purchased this, and then all my wisdom thought, I'm just gonna do this, while I have a newborn and she's sleeping and I have like free time on my hands, I will just set up my camera. And the universe was like, how funny, Andrea, because you don't have free time. In fact, this baby is going to be different from your first baby. We're just going to mix things up and it's basically going to be like you've never had a baby before. So that was my life. Okay, here is the unboxing. Wow, look, it looks so nice. Oh, it looks so nice. Okay, I love a good sturdy box. Just saying. Okay. The camera itself is actually quite small. This is how small it is. It's got a little cover here over the actual lens, and it's got another cover, but this actually is magnetic and it will stick on permanently, which I love. If you're like me and you like to keep your tinfoil hat a little bit shiny and you don't want the government watching you, you can cover that up when you're not using it. Okay, there you go. Inside the box, you also get the quick start guide, which tells you how to set this up. Why I chose this camera as well is because I'll have a little bit of control over depth perception. I've tried the fancy cameras, y'all know this, and they're lovely and they work, but I just want something that is a little bit more permanently set up that I can use outside of the kind of the cameras that take more effort to set up. Okay, also inside the box is this color adjusting card where I can do my white balance and that sort of thing, which is quite cool, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Oh, it also comes with an Allen. Is this an Allen key? This thingy. Y'all know what this is, right? Somebody else tell me. Comment below. And it comes with a USB to micro USB converter, it looks like, for the plug. There's that. All right, here's my micro USB. I believe that's what this is. Micro USB cord, and the converter is now in. You can see my light changing as I'm looking down, actually. Y'all can see this, right? This is why I got this. And then we have the mount right here as well. Although now I'm looking at it, I'm like, how is this gonna mount on my stuff? We're about to find out together. Yay! Backup micro USB cords. Okay, I love that. I love that journey for me. All right, I should read the instructions and we're gonna set this up now. There's nothing that I love more than a good instruction manual. My husband teases me over this. If there's a map, if there's instructions, I'm reading it. I don't care if I've been here before. Technically, they're calling this a hexagon key, but I've got the camera attached to the mount and I'm just tightening it up now. So we can see the side by side of the Lumina. I love it already. I feel like it already looks more profesh, but I need to set it up because I'm physically holding it right now and I'm not sure where to put it on my computer. I kind of want it to be at eye level right here. I think that would be perfect. However, that's smack dab in the middle of my screen. So I'm gonna fiddle around with this and see how I can set it up a little more conducively to how I would use it. I'm about to use my color card. I actually think the camera down here is like, dual camera views. I removed my stand to make my desk shorter. Okay, so the Lumina camera is looking good. I may have to scooch back just a titch, but that is nice. Let me frame myself up. Actually, let me just move this over to here. Okay, Lumina camera's looking good. Internal webcam, not so much. Oops. So now that I have my camera placed where I want it to be, I'm gonna mess around with the settings. So what I wanna do is I wanna go to the color card option here, and I'm gonna put the card up by my face. And apparently, let me have it upside down. Apparently, this will color match. So I'll give it a sec as it does this. Magic. Looks like Pac-Man. And there, it color matched it. So I actually like it to feel a little bit brighter than this. This is a little too green and pink for me. So I'm gonna mess around with the settings a little bit and do it to look kind of how I want it to look. All right, I think this is close to how I want it to look. I may mess around with the saturation just a little bit more, but because I have a dark skin color, one of the things that I really liked about this camera was that I could match it to my skin color. Sometimes the cameras, and even you can see my internal camera here, it looks a little washed out, and I feel like my skin is actually a little bit more glowy than that. It looks a little flat. So I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more to get the right kind of color balance. See, yeah, that's starting to look a little flat. So I'm gonna amp up the saturation a little bit. But that I want the saturation to feel, I want it to feel good. Okay, next step. I do like the exposure up a little bit. So I'm gonna do that, and the brightness. I may go back and edit my warmth a little bit now that I've amped up the exposure just a little bit, but I do like it to look a little bit brighter in here. Okay, next step, face position, framing, speed, all of that is good. Static position, static framing. Yeah, I want static framing. I don't like when the camera moves with you. My preference. Sharpness, okay, and edge strength, blurry. Okay, I'm gonna turn the depth on. And let's see how, now we're starting to blur the background, which I like this feature because y'all know I have Gibson back here and he can be a little bit distracting, and I want to be kind of like the focus or the center of the content and not Gibson. He's like an afterthought. So I feel like I do want the focus to be on me. Plus it gives you that it gives you a look that's a little bit more professional, I think, in my opinion. It's just something that's trending right now, though, so this could go away, but it gives you that depth perception that makes it look like you're using a DSLR camera. Okay. I've got it saved, and I've got my camera selected, so I'm actually going to, live on the call, try to switch from my webcam to the Lumina camera. Right within, I can't switch while I'm recording. Okay. I'm gonna hit pause and then I'll wrap up this video with a Lumina camera. All right, so here we are at the end of the video, and I have the Lumina webcam selected instead of my internal webcam. Now, as I wrap up this video, one thing that I've noticed so far is that the preview photo looks way more vibrant than the camera that I'm actually seeing in studio. Now, I did have to select Camera Plus. If you select the camera raw, it doesn't do the extra effects like the blurred background. So I did have to select Plus, but it's still looking a little bit more washed out in the actual camera. So in the preview, you'll see I look, my color is all the way up. In the actual camera, it shouldn't show up that way, though we'll see in post how this works out. Hopefully this reduces the editing time for my team. While I'm here though, I just want to show you, if I turn the saturation up, you can see it go, you see how different it is in the preview versus my view. We'll have a side-by-side on the screen here. Yeah, it's not as, it's like potent, I guess, in the preview, or sorry, it's not as potent in the actual view versus the preview. So I'm gonna amp it up personally just a little bit, same with the blur, and then it'll show up in the preview. But I think this looks fantastic. I'm really excited to use this camera exclusively going forward. It gives me that more professional look, and it feels like I can do this very simply with an internal webcam versus buying the expensive DSLRs with the overly complicated setups. Honestly, I do live streaming, I teach live classes, I run the podcast all through virtual studios like this. My office is actually quite small and is very cluttered behind the desk here. So when in experimenting with those larger cameras, I'd have to put it so far away in order for it to kind of like pick up my face with the details and everything. And then the other thing with those DSLR cameras that I was really struggling with was the fact that you don't have it in front of you, like in front of your face. It felt like I was looking off to the side, and so it wasn't really working for me. This works for me. So there you have it. If you're curious about the Lumina, I will be happy to do an update. Comment below about what you want to see more of, and I will be going forward using this camera. I do have a few pre-recorded videos and things that you'll see with my webcam, but hopefully going forward, you'll just see this fancy smancy camera. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.